What's up, guys? It's Anam Khan. In about 30 seconds, I'm going to show you guys a clip of Meet Kevin and Jeremy debating on Tattoo Chef. This was basically where the whole feud started from. It's the first clip of them having a conflict on this stock. All I want from you guys is to watch this clip with an open mind and tell me who you think won the debate. I personally think Meet Kevin destroyed Jeremy. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. And I also think this is why Jeremy started hating on Meet Kevin. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe and enjoy, guys. Thanks.
Hey, we've got to talk. Okay, we this is a family. We got issues to address. Okay, tattooed chef. What is going on here, Kevin? Okay, I am hearing so many different things. And oh, we lost Kevin. I don't know what happened.
The whole thing cuts out.
Wait. Here we go, Kevin. Where do I start with this one? Okay, so Dropbox. Okay. That was a stock I heard you were against, Dropbox, okay? Then Tattooed Chef comes out. Next thing you know, I'm getting a ton of people in the comments saying, oh, Kevin, he's selling out a Tattooed Chef. He's not a fan of that one. Then all of a sudden today, I'm hearing you're selling out a Voyager. I'm like, wait a minute. That's my newest stock. I'm like, what is going on here, man? We've got things to address.
Clearly.
Yeah, Kevin, you also used your screen name. You put Meat, MEAT.
Yes.
That's
last week.
A little suspicious.
That was a coincidence, as odd as that sounds, because I have to log in on a private browser to do this StreamYard, so I have to type in the name manually every week, and that's also why it took me a little longer, because I have to do all the settings manually every week, and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna see if anybody catches this, and literally the entire last week's stream, we had nothing but meat emojis the entire hour and a half. I'm like, okay, I should change my name at this point, but I didn't realize I could change it during it. But yeah, no, that was unrelated. But what is interesting, or was it? But what is interesting is where are all these rumors coming from? You heard that I'm anti-Voyager. I mean, where do we start? Do we start at Dropbox? Do we start at Tattooed? Or we start at Voyager?
We can start wherever. I think we should start at Tattooed because that is the main issue. Tattooed Chef's the main issue. Where, from what I heard, and I hear these things on the internet, and the internet's never lies and is never wrong, right? So what I hear in the comment section on YouTube is that you have a disagreement with Tattooed Chef management now around how much money they're spending on advertising, and so you want out of the stock. What is going on here? What's the truth?
Yeah, well, I think the truth is Jeremy wants to change the freezer aisle. I want to change the future of energy in the world.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Okay, I had to. No, here's the reality. Look, Tattooed, I think it's a great company, good company, somewhere between good and great. My concern is we've got untested advertising. When a company SPACs, you get 6 months of free advertising. You get everybody who's invested in the stock that all of a sudden converts their diet to Tattooed Chef. They go to the freezer aisles. They pull all the stuff out of the freezer aisles because they don't want to, in a pandemic, go to the freezer aisles 10 times in 2 months. They want to go once in 2 months. So they empty the freezer aisles. They throw it in their cart. They're like, oh, snapshot picture. This will be cool on Discord. And you're moving on. Now, I that could be hyperbole. It could be, whatever. That doesn't matter so much. The concern I have with Tattooed Chef is we have an untested advertising model, right? They've gotten off a great start with SPAC advertising, which you get a lot of free press with SPACs. And we don't know how their digital ads are going to look, sound, perform, the messaging of this company. We don't know those things. We don't know if their ads are going to convert or work. They've got to build a brand. Not only do they have to build a brand, but then they have to actually convert people. So you have to have those two types of ads. How they're going to do that with a company that, look, they're 20 years old, the company. They've got the manufacturing in place. They got the vertical integration. I think that's wonderful. I don't know why they have to source their veggies and stuff from Italy, but I'm okay with that. They've been doing that for 20 years, and they've done it successfully with their private labeling business. So I'm cool with that. I'm concerned, though, about we're basically investing in a brand new brand. It's food, which is notoriously low margin. Maybe they have a unique advantage because of their vertical integration, but they're not an advertising company. So we're hiring a different company to do the ads. And personally, I'd rather have, in this last kind of crisis we had here, I'd rather be concentrating into companies that, in my opinion, are going to see, more potential for growth than a Tattooed Chef. And I'm not saying Tattooed Chef's not going to grow. And I want everybody in Tattooed to make money. Don't get me wrong. I still have about $70,000 in TTCF locked up that I can't sell. But anyway, I'll let you respond.
The products are moving though, Kevin, with no advertising. The products are moving. These aren't just all shareholders running out to Sam's Club and Costco and Walmart and Target to buy these products, right? These are just people.
I hope not.
Yeah, and you know, Target just announced a deal with 6 new SKUs coming in Target. Like Target doesn't just do that for companies, you know, unless they're pretty dang confident they're going to move volume, right? And so this is where I'm kind of like, you know, this company's growing 40-50% top line. It's not like this is some like boring food company like that you can't put them in with Nabisco and Kraft or whatever. So, you know, that's kind of where I'm a little, you know, in this changing of diets is something that is massive. And I believe is something that's staying to more plant-based diets and less food that is pure meat products where, you know, I grew up in a family where we ate meat every single night pretty much, right? I think we're in a changing diet. And I mean, I would love to also hear Graham and Andre, your takes on what you think about plant-based foods, if this is ever something you guys even think about in your own lives or whatnot. But that's kind of my pushback to you, Kevin, is this is not just some plain Jane boring food company like that you can't put them in with Nabisco and Kraft or whatever. So, you know, that's kind of where I'm a little, you know, in this changing of diets is something that is massive. And I believe is something that's staying to more plant-based diets and less food that is pure meat products where, you know, I grew up in a family where we ate meat every single night pretty much, right? I think we're in a changing diet. And I mean, I would love to also hear Graham and Andre, your takes on what you think about plant-based foods, if this is ever something you guys even think about in your own lives or whatnot. But that's kind of my pushback to you, Kevin, is this is not just some plain Jane boring food company. This is high growth and innovating faster than any food company I've ever seen in my life, bar none.
Yeah, I don't know. I love frozen foods. I got to say, I think just in general, people are moving to healthier options. I think the FDA too is really leaning to. They're taking out sodas. I think from schools, or I guess they've done that a while ago. But I think in general, we're going through the healthy push right now. And as far as healthy foods, you know, I'm a big advocate for frozen meals. I love them.
I actually went to Trader Joe's today and bought a bunch of frozen meals. Some chicken tiki masala is so good. But yeah, no, I'm not like too super overly crazy health conscious, but I guess there is a big potential there. How do you guys think that Amazon's push into that sector is going to affect everything? Did you guys see that they're starting their own grocery stores?
You know, they've been doing that for a while, though, where they've had these like checkout stores. I don't think they've really popularized it as much, but there have been some cities I've gone into where, you know, you can do the little self-checkout. You put the stuff in your cart or whatever with your phone. But look, I agree. This move towards sustainable foods is something that's important. I mean, look, I would rather pay more money at Whole Foods in certain circumstances just to be able to get the kind of fruits that I want or the kind of fresh food that I want. Look, frozen foods are awesome. They're convenient. I mean, look at the lean cuisine movement, right? It was a massive movement. And these movements, they go viral for periods of time. Sustainability is always a question. But then, you know, look, frozen foods, maybe they're higher in saturated fat. Maybe they're higher in sodium. Maybe they're not the most healthy thing. But in general, frozen foods are convenient. Look, you get a Tattooed Chef pizza, you throw it in the microwave, 60 seconds later, you're done. It's very convenient. I do have a concern, though, that in this pandemic lockdown era, we have been through a year of eating crap at home, and we're done with it. That's not to say we're not going to continue to eat at home, but the amount of freezer space you want to dedicate to stuff you've just been, you know, eating for the last year, I have questions about that. So I have dual questions. I have questions about, you know, this advertising push.
Visit your neighborhood Ashley store for unbelievable deals on furniture, decor, mattresses, and more.
Which we don't know if it's going to be successful beyond the SPAC. Sure. Okay, SKUs going in stores, that's great. I hope it does very well. And I think it'll do fine. Look, they're projected to grow 40% next year. Do I think that's going to keep going at 40%? Will it accelerate to 50, 60% when they start increasing their product offerings? Maybe. I am skeptical. And when I run them at 30% growth for the next 4 or 5 years, the valuation is as rich as Square or a tech company. So I'm like, why would I be in low margin food, high sodium, high satty fat, when at the same time we have an unproven advertising model and we have the COVID pandemic ending? Too many things for me aligning at the same time where, again, I still got money locked up in them. I'm stuck in some regard. I want them
Kevin,
to win.
not
They're not going to win like the tech.
How much growth do you think is because of the SPAC? Just out of
huge,
100%,
huge, man.
maybe 50, 40, 30? I'm just curious.
It's hard to quantify. It's a very good question. But here's the thing. One of the things, and we all preach this, I think individually in our own ways, we all preach that when you invest in a stock, you invest in a company that you use first and foremost. I bought a crap ton of Tattooed Chef stuff when I first got excited about the brand. And look, my first meal, awesome, 10 out of 10, right? But then you start having it over and over again, week after week, and it's like, all right, I mean, this is okay. It's good. This is not like me going to the Cheesecake Factory and getting a nice fresh salmon, or obviously, I mean, it's frozen food versus cooked food, right? But it's not like I'm like craving, oh my God, I gotta have my TTCF. Maybe it just didn't jive with me as much. Lauren, it didn't jive with at all. And so, look, is there going to be a decline in sales potentially because of the SPAC and that advertising wearing off? Maybe it'll balance out with their new ads, but they're unproven ads at that. We don't know how good they're going to do. They might have to fire their marketing company and pick a whole new marketing company.
Kevin, not everybody's just been eating frozen foods this whole time. I actually go out in the real world for the past year, and every week, I'm out here like living life, right? I go to restaurants packed, Kevin. Restaurants packed. Like people are eating. Have you seen Uber Eats numbers? People aren't just sitting at home eating freezer food saying, let me go get some more Tattooed Chef. They're ordering on Uber Eats. They're ordering on DoorDash. They're going to the restaurants. Come on, man. They're not just sitting around.
You're making my point.
Andre, are you invested in Tattooed Chef, Andre?
No, I just feel like there's bigger opportunities in like Bitcoin. I'm sorry.
All right. So just for the record, I think I have like 40,000 in Tattooed Chef. I bought it around like 17, 18 bucks. I'm just going to hold it. So
fair.
Well, now you know my involvement with this.
Now, Kevin.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me, I don't want to spend the whole episode talking about Tattooed Chef. I would love to talk about Voyager, bring your opinion on Voyager, and then hear.